Alright, Mr. Blue Road's coming at you. I'm having to learn to control my hormones. That's what I'm working on right now. It's like I'm just out here goofing off, walking in a circle, but what I'm trying to do is lower my cortisol or something like that. That's what I'm trying to do. And from what I found out, I have to get some sun. I realized, hell, I hadn't got no sun in a long time. Avoiding the sun for years. So, from what I've learned to lower your cortisol, if that's what it's called, you gotta get some sun and do some walking. Apparently walking's good for it. I don't ever get no walking either. I don't know how many people do in today's life. Today's stress-filled life. Everybody's riding in a truck or a rat rod somewhere. I walk wherever I go now. If I gotta go to the dollar store, which is a good ways, several miles probably, I'm walking. I gotta go to the convenience store, I'm walking. I'm getting as much sun as I can every day. And walking. And to lower your cortisol, if that's what it's called, you have to avoid stress. You have to avoid chronic stress, which is the worst thing for it. Now I found out chronic stress is the worst thing for your health, period. Somehow you gotta avoid that. And my job for the last 6-7 years playing this band has been chronic stress. So somehow I gotta avoid that or stop. Give it up or learn to deal with it where it don't stress me. Hard not to stress out when you play some places and dealing with some people in these bands. They cause stress, but I'm not going to let that bother me anymore. So what I'm finding out, to lower my cortisol, if that's what it's called, I've got to eliminate stress, chronic stress. I got to get at least 20 minutes of sun a day, I would think. I'm trying to get more. Luckily, I have this little place to walk, it helps me a lot. I don't really like walking out on the highway, but I will to go to the store. And everything else is growed up. You can't walk, but right now I'm walking in the sun, so I'm doing both. And then the main thing, I think, to lower your cortisol is get plenty of sleep. That's something I have not had in so long I can't remember. I've been running on no sleep at all. I don't know. I couldn't even say how many years. Basically going to sleep at like 5 in the morning, getting up at 10. And that's been my sleep pattern, or not even getting up that early, but just not getting any sleep. Now I'm going to have to go to sleep at about, I don't know, 11:30. I think so. About 11 o'clock. I don't need to see the news anyway, because that would just create more stress. I was thinking I'd stay up long enough to see the news, and I realized, hell, that'd just be more stress. So that's what I'm focused on. I don't really care about much else right now. I really don't. All I care about is getting my health intact. And I've learned a good bit. Potassium too. Need potassium to lower your cortisol, if that's what it's called. And I found out a lot of the times if you just listen to your own body, hell, it's telling you what you need. Like a week or so ago, I was craving bananas, and I was living on bananas. All day eating bananas. Somebody told me you can't do that, that's poison, you'll kill yourself, but I don't believe it. So I'm getting back on those bananas. And your eating habits affect your cortisol, if that's what it's called. From what I hear, you should eat 2 to 3 meals a day. If you're snacking all day, you're not helping. You got to give your body some chance not to be eating. Get some sun, sleep, a lot of sleep, sun, no stress, potassium. You need vitamin D. Of course, I'm getting that from the sun. I guess if it was cloudy, you could take some kind of supplement or something. And about the sleep, you need natural sleep, not drug-induced. I guess a lot of you folks already know this. Hell, I had learned this in my 20s from Hoot Gibson, but you forget all that. I remember Hoot was very old and healthy and running around, cutting up. I asked Hoot, how do you stay so sharp for so long? Well, he was the riddle man on TV9. He told me, you get 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of work, and 8 hours of play. And that was Hoot's secret. And he lived, I don't know how long he lived. But the fact is, as old as he was sharp. And he was smart and still on his game. And that's what I'm going for here. As we age, we don't want to deteriorate. So your cortisol levels, I don't know how to measure them without going to some doctor. And all these doctors, you know, they're out to get you too. These big pharmaceutical companies, they're the enemy. They are the enemy. They're not going to cure anything because they make too much money keeping you sick, keeping you unhealthy. They sell drugs for what makes you sick, and then those drugs cause multiple side effects, and then they sell the drugs for the side effects. I mean, it's just like cancer. There's a cure for cancer, but we'll never get it. It's locked away because there's too much money in treating cancer. There's no money in curing anything. That's what the world has came to. That's what it's came to. Oh well, I guess I've said enough. Let's see, I've been out here in the sun for 40 minutes. I've been walking for 20 of them. I was just going to sit in the sun and relax, and I thought, well, hell, why not walk while I'm in the sun? Now I realize I'm not wearing any more hats when I go out to do physical labor out there at the lake or whatever. Here's a mistake we're making. Covering ourselves up from the sun. The very thing that gives the whole earth life. Putting big old hats on. Wearing long sleeve shirts, keep our arms from getting burned up. Skin. And then covering what's left in sunscreen. See what I mean? Whole business for sunscreen there. No more. I ain't using no protection from that sun. No hats. No sunscreen. Once you get too much sun, just get out of it. Hopefully I can keep this regimen up. I don't see why not. But I know the stress is coming with the jobs, the gigs, but I'm not going to let it happen. All I know is when stress shows its ugly head, I got to move on. I got to leave. I got to get away from whoever it is causing it, whether it's a drama or whatever. Don't pay them no mind. Don't listen to them. Just avoid them. Playing music is supposed to be fun. And it used to be, but when you do it full time, and you're dealing with a bunch of assholes, and I mean assholes. Here I am getting stressed. I can't say that no more. I'm as big an asshole as them or bigger. And I'm not dealing with that anymore. If you're an asshole and you're in the Blue Rose Band, don't expect to be around very long. You won't be around. Simple as that. Okay, what we got? We got a couple meals a day. Don't snack all day. Give your body a chance not to be eating. Make sure you get plenty of sleep and not drug-induced sleep. Because when you're sleeping, the very hormone or whatever you call it that pushes your cortisol levels up, that's when it's fighting it, when you're sleeping. So make sure you get a lot of sleep. And I used to get a lot of sleep in my life. Hell, I'd sleep 12 hours a day sometime, maybe more. I haven't slept like that since I was probably, my teenage years or 20s. Because you don't want to miss anything. There's too much to take in on YouTube and everything. How you going to see everything? I like to see everything Pete's doing and other people. I want to keep track of all that. I like to watch a lot of stuff. I used to like to produce stuff. Somebody said, make more Sunday morning stories. Well, watch them. And I will, but as far as making them for nobody to watch, what's the point? And then YouTube to strike down. I mean, I got probably 130 Sunday morning stories out there. Some of them I don't think have 30 views. So that's a waste of time. When I go back and listen to them, I laugh. I can't even believe that was said or done and get a laugh. But anyway, I'm not concerned with videos. I'm not concerned with making them anymore. I'm not concerned with living my life for other people anymore. I'm going to take it easy. Enjoy my life. Keep a good thought. Don't get caught letting your cortisol levels get too high. If that's what they're called. 10-4.